OP's husband calls her the N-word during sex. The title says it all. I'm visibly Pakistani Muslim, so it wasn't the first time I've been called that, but he has never called me that. We are not into degrading, so I don't know where it came from. I'm so embarrassed. I can't even tell anyone in my life. I haven't spoken to him in 2 days. Every time he comes up to me, he says it was a joke, and he is sorry. But I don't know. I just can't. I feel so disrespected. Like shit. I don't know what to do. Adding this in here so people stop in the comments, just because I didn't know Muslim porn existed doesn't mean I'm naive. I've watched porn before, I just didn't know that existed. And I know I need to talk to him. I'm just in shock. Edit. A white convert is a white person that converted to Islam. He doesn't watch porn. We have both agreed it's not allowed in our relationship. We have spoken multiple times, even before we got married, about what we like and don't like, and degrading was never on the table. I can't just leave someone who I've been with for 7 years, who I have a life with. I must really think about this. I can't tell my family. He is my brother's best friend. He basically grew up with us. My parents love him. And I don't really want to tell my parents or my brother about what he said during sex. I don't feel comfortable going to a imam and sharing this with them. I didn't make him convert. He grew up around Muslims. He converted on his own. He knew it was a slur before. It's not something he's never heard before. He does not have a history of dating South Asian or Muslim women since we are each other's first everything. Eat it too. So many comments are saying I'm okay with him saying it was a jokey. I never said that or implied that. I didn't say his excuse was okay. The fact that he's writing it off as a joke pisses me the fuck off. And okay, yeah, maybe I'm being naive. And he does watch porn. This will be one of the many things I will bring up when I finally get my shit together to confront him. Another thing some people are commenting, my family didn't arrange this. When we told them we were together, my brother was pissed and my parents were just shocked. Update. I'm going to divorce my husband. Some may say this is a hasty decision and I should sit on it. But no. There is no way I can look at that man the same way again. No way I could be intimate with him again. No way I could have children with him. I will be taking time off work so I can start the Kula process and get a civil divorce. Once I got my shit together, I sat with him and explained how I felt. And I asked him to explain why he said it, and why he thought it was funny. He said it was a joke, because we've joked during sex before, and that I was being dramatic, that I'm taking this all too seriously, that he didn't mean it. I'm not a violent person, but it took everything in me not to hit him. I asked to see his phone. He gave it to me and said he wasn't cheating. But I wasn't worried about cheating. I wanted to check his history. And y'all were right. I was naive to think he wasn't watching porn. He was watching a lot of hijabs and BWC porn. I didn't even know that existed. I still can't believe the disgusting things I saw in his history. I thought we had a good sex life, but I guess I wasn't enough for him. I left him and went to my brother's and told him what had happened. My brother came to my place and they fought. They're not friends anymore. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. I've also told my parents. My family were disgusted at him and told me that if I stayed with him, it would happen again, and I would be disrespecting myself. So I knew I was supported by my decision to leave him. I told my friends, and they said what many of you guys said in the comments. He was fetishizing me. He grew up around us and then married one. So all this time I was just a fetish to him. I was an easy target since he had known me since he was 14, and was friends with my brother. Some people brought up microaggressions that I may have become desensitized to over the years, and I think that may be the case. I thought the phrase came out of nowhere, but there had to have been a build-up to it. My brother also told me he had called him out for saying sand nigger and some other weird stuff in the past. He argued and tried to apologize, but there was no coming back from this. I cannot be with the man who fetishized me and betrayed everything we had built together. Thank you to the many people who commented with kind words and advice. To those who were asking why I was even thinking of staying after he said that, after being disrespected and dehumanized like that, and that 7 years is nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that a small part of me didn't want to believe the man I married would say that. That may be he had some good reason for saying it. I'm not afraid of confrontation, but I was in so much shock and had so many things that I had to think about. Also, some people brought up the niqabi, whose husband filmed her and posted it on a porn site. I wasn't worried about being filmed, but after seeing his phone I was scared that he had posted videos, photos we had taken with consent. After going through his phone, I couldn't see any evidence of that, so I deleted it all from his phone. And many people commented on how I didn't know that Muslim porn was a thing. I'm sorry I didn't think to search for hijab or Muslim porn when I did watch porn. Fetishizing myself isn't my thing. Just because I liked a white man doesn't mean I would search up hijab white man porn. OP's note: I just realized most of you don't know what it's like being fetishized, and thus are confusing preference, W, fetishization. So I'll give an example from my life. Preference: oh yeah, I like brunettes. I think they're prettier. Fetishization, konnichiwa. I love Asian women, they're so sweet and demure and feminine. They're so respectful and small and so on. Comments: I love her family for supporting her through this. My sex addiction is ruining my life. I am 24, have been diagnosed with compulsive sexual behavior. I see people online saying they have hypersexuality, but they never dive deep into what it actually is. Up until a few months ago, I couldn't get shit done. I couldn't do things I like, and I couldn't keep stable relationships because I feared I might cheat on them. I self-pleasured constantly. I watched a ton of PH, it's almost all I thought about. I am a software engineer, and while I'm doing my work is the only time I don't think about it. I like my job, but for a while my addiction had been seeping into my work too. I almost got caught self-pleasuring in the bathroom. I've most likely have had sex with over 100 people. It makes me feel disgusted and unlovable, though no one would be able to tell because of how plain I act. I'm seen as a very dry person with a monotone voice, though as of late I have been watching this girl. She hangs out with my roommate friend often. She came into my room once after mistaking it for my roommate's. She took some socks from my drawer when I caught her. For context, my roommate dropped juice on her and it soaked into her socks. She's really sweet and has been making a lot of effort to try and get to know me, even baking me sweets and randomly talking to me when she comes over. I really like her and have been thinking of her non-stop. I want to ask her out, but there is no reason to. I'd fuck it up. So it motivated me to try to get some help. I'm doing therapy, doing the program, participating in groups, and have been medicated. I've been doing this for 6 months. It's been absolutely killing me. I'm really trying. I asked my therapist if maybe I should attempt to ask the girl out, and she told me it'd be a bad idea, and if it went south, it could make me rebound. Now I just found out that some guy likes her, and now I'm afraid of losing her. I've been keeping her close to me this whole time to keep some type of relationship with her. It's killing me because my illness only has a 5% recovery rate. Though I feel like I truly am getting better, my self-pleasure amount has gone down significantly, my libido has been lowered too, most likely because of the meds. I just want to ask her out, but my therapist told me I need to stop using her emotive because it's a danger to my recovery. Maybe I do, but I just wish I didn't have this. I'm probably shortening this situation a lot, but it is a lot. Edit. I'll wait to ask her out. I was going to do that anyway. I just felt some type of way last night, though some of the comments really gave me a different point of view. I'll start trying to change my goal in my mind. Most likely change my goal to bettering myself at my work because, as I said, I love my job and I love the people I work with. I don't want to lose my job over my problem. I'll update in a few months, hopefully, maybe 6. Not saying I'd be fully cured by then, but I'm definitely halfway there so far. Update. So it's only been about a month since I made my last post, but something scary happened 2 weeks ago and I don't know whether to think this is a bad thing yet. Backstory for those who don't want to read my last post, but I have a sex addiction. I have been working at recovery for about 7 months. So far, 4 months without a hookup and 2 months without watching porn. I only started doing this because I fell in love with a girl, but knew I'd never be able to have a relationship with her if I stayed like this. Though as advised in my last post, I should change my goal, and I have. Though I am still good friends with the girl. Anyway, I had 2 best friends. The friend in question who I am extremely upset with has been my friend since I was 13. Let's call this friend John. John has been one of my most trusted friends, and recently I have been in a rut and thought maybe having some support from a friend would help. So, I told John everything. John, from what I saw, took it well and offered his ear whenever I would need it. I also told him, I've slept with other 100 people, which was the only thing I could visibly see that off-put him. I told him I just wanted my life back on track, so I could be normal and get to the true place I want to in my field of work. This is where the problem happens. A few days later, I go and hang out with him, my roommate, and the rest of the group. This group includes the girl, who I will call Katie. Katie has been giving me weird looks the whole time I was there and is avoiding talking to me. I go to my roommate and ask if Katie is okay, and he just gives me this look of sadness. He brings me into a room away from everyone and tells me that John told everyone, including Katie, about my sex addiction and how I've slept with over 100 people. How I am disgusting, and even almost got caught masturbating at my job. He also failed to tell them I was getting intensive help for my issues, but what he did tell them was that I had a major crush on Katie and have been masturbating to her Instagram photos, which I certainly did not. I'd never violate her like that. He also told them not to tell me because we shouldn't shame him for his mental illness. I get upset and tell my roommate that yes, I do have a sex addiction and that, yes, I did almost get caught trying to masturbate at my job. But I never masturbated to any photos of Katie, and I'm getting intensive help with my issues. I also told him I've been taking Prozac, which has to be honest, lowered my libido by a lot in the last coming weeks. I've been getting help for 7 months. He tells me that he believes me, and I thought, wow, I thought he'd think I was lying. He dropped another bomb on me saying that John has a huge crush on Katie and probably did this to hurt my reputation with her, that he has lived with me long enough to know I wasn't that shitty, and how he didn't trust John after the way he exposed my shit like that to the whole group. He asked if he'd help me tell her what happened. He asked John if he could go out and get some beer for us, and John asked me if I'd like to go. Holding back all my hatred, I told him in a calm voice, no thanks. He leaves and I walk into my roommate's room. My roommate asked Katie to go speak to him for a moment. She says sure and opens the door to my mate's room to see me. She gives me an extremely disgusted face, which to be honest really hurt me. My roommate tells her that John lied to her about what I did and likes her, and that's why he tried to ruin my reputation. She is obviously shocked about this. Then, after some more explanation and reasoning from my roommate, apologizes for assuming I was a pervert with a sex addiction, to which I had to prematurely explain to her that yes, I did. I asked the roommate to leave the room for a bit. He does so and closes the door. Katie looks at me and apologizes again for assuming I would do that to her. I told her there was no need and people are sick like that. It's not her fault for protecting herself. I then explained that I do have a sex addiction and have been working on progressing to my recovery for 7 months, that I did have sex with over 100 people, and that I did have a crush on her. I didn't tell her that she was my goal. I didn't want to put any more weight on her than I already have. I told her I wanted to ask her out and realized it would never work because of my issues and how it had got me thinking on how I can't live a normal life in general, how I felt like I'd lose the best job I've ever had if this kept up. She completely understood and thanked me for being honest. She told me she actually did have a crush on me, but once John lied to her, she got creeped out. I asked her if she was being truthful about liking me. She told me she was being serious. She told me it wouldn't be right to date right now because of what's going on with me, and I agreed. Though she said if I do hit a good recovery point, that she would love to go out on a date. I agreed. I don't know if she'll actually wait for me to recover, but it is a nice thought. I will not be rushing my recovery though. I want to be cured sustainably. So, we come out. John isn't back yet, but my roommate has explained to our group of friends of John's lie. Some of them still gave me grossed out faces when finding out about my issue, but the others were very supportive. When John walked in, all hell broke loose. Katie was screaming at him about how he could betray his friend in need like that, how he was disgusting and selfish and she would never want to be with someone like him. My roommate laid into him too and told him he wasn't welcome in his apartment anymore. My other friends who were there also cast him off. It feels like my support group has grown from 1 to 7, though losing a lifelong friend is definitely hurting me. My other best friend, who was friends with both me and John, has also cut John off. Apparently John has done something similar to this to him. Just got gaslighted into thinking it was justified. I also have a plant now. It's a bonsai tree. It's thriving, and so am I. I hung out with Katie recently. That was nice. It's nice to be able to be around people. Since this happened about 2 weeks ago, things are still a bit awkward. John has consistently been leaving me nasty messages, but oh well. I'm still extremely worried though about the future, especially because my business was just thrown out there by someone who was supposed to be my best friend. Hopefully everything goes well. Edit, I just looked at his messages out of curiosity. So I'm bisexual, and he knows that. He's just calling me the F slur and calling me a thief. How I'll cheat on her once we start dating. How I should just stick to men and stop being greedy because what woman would love me? I kind of didn't want to block him in hopes of him apologizing and maybe to talk it out. Nope. I blocked him on everything and just sent his messages to the GC I have with my roommate and KDA. They are currently clowning him. Relevant comments. Comment 1. No wonder you have a crush on this woman, haha. She is really kind, and you too, OP. Ope replied, the absolute kindest person I've ever met. When we first became friends, she baked me muffins. When she makes new friends, she makes them friend muffins, usually banana or blueberry. The absolute best thing that I have ever tasted. Though after she saw how I was basically eating a bunch of microwaved crap, she started making me a lot of muffins and bread. I'm pretty sure I've gained 15 pounds because of all the tasty shit she gives me on a weekly basis. Really lucky to be around her. Comment 2. Best of luck with your recovery. Glad to hear everyone around you that matters are being supportive. Look in the bright side with John, being exposed like the manipulator he is. You don't have to worry about him making it hard whenever you struggle. Addictions are a hell of a thing to beat, and it won't be easy, but us internet strangers believe in you. I also have a plant now. It's a bonsai tree. Also, I love this random addition. Welcome to the bonsai gang. My bonsai tree probably isn't really a bonsai tree and is just some cheap thing I got at Walmart. But it's been going strong for 6 years and is more of a small bush now. Small things to care for can really help you in the long run, like with my own depression struggles. OP replied, "Ha ha ha. In my last post it was said that I should get a plant, because taking care of something small could help me. So basically what you said, ha ha ha. I ended up going to a plant shop and buying the bonsai, then I ordered a book online and have been learning to help to care for my beautiful bonsai. I am very happy that I told John when I was in a better stage of recovery. I am also happy he exposed himself, so now I can continue my recovery in peace. Thanks for the kind words, stranger." Comment. The fact that John did this to another friend previously takes him from being immature to being scary in my opinion. Using somebody's struggles to ruin their life to give you more of a chance to get with a girl is psycho behavior. We have come to the end of our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. Tell us what you think about this story in the comments.